Good afternoon everyone, all my darling friends. It's Monday afternoon here, it's just 4:10 on the day before Christmas Eve. So today is the 23rd of December, which is my one of my son-in-law's birthdays today. And he and his wife and their two little girls have gone off to an island in the harbour for a picnic. They took their picnic with them and had a big adventure, because the weather's just lovely today. Thank goodness. It's not smoky and it's cool and it's overcast, which is perfect. Well, cool as in, say, 25 degrees. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's very, very pleasant, very comfortable, just a light breeze. So a perfect day for a picnic and adventuring. So did I say that they get across to the island in a water taxi? I don't know if I just said that or not, but that's how they get there and back. So we have lots of water taxis on the harbour that can get you to, wherever you want to go. You can cross the harbour from north to south, or you can go from point to point, or you can just go for an adventure. It's just, water taxis are really good fun. One of my cousins actually used to have one, and he was the skipper of it. He owned it, and he used to get lots of fares and lots of adventures. So it was good to hear about that when he told us. Anyway, so that's what they're doing today, because it's my son-in-law's happy birthday. He's 39 today. So, and they are the parents of little Arnie, who I have taken some photographs of with this camera. But let me tell you, photographing a new puppy is nothing like photographing these babies, because these babies don't move, do they? They just cooperate so wonderfully for me. But little Arnie, either he's asleep and then he's still, but then his eyes are closed, or he's awake and he's ba-doop, 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 everywhere, bouncing around, chewing feet and running and so excited and happy. He's beautiful. I love him, absolutely love him. But I have got I think a couple of photos that are okay to show you, and I decided that maybe a video would be better, so I think there's a short video or two. I'll attach them at the end, but he is just gorgeous. So he's about 9 weeks now. He still can't go outside because he has to have his final immunisation, so he just stays inside. But honestly, he's so little. He loves their lounge room, which has got carpet, and they bought him a great big puppy playpen, which turns out to be identical to the one that he had at home, so he's very familiar with it. And in there he can have, if he wants to, if they need to, he can have his food and drinks in there. But they keep them outside of the lounge room, near the bathroom, and all that floor is tiled, and he's used to tiles because he used to have them in his old home. So he's really happy to leave the lounge room, go for a little explore and get something to nibble on or a drink. He's still having some puppy milk and also water. He drinks both of those. So he's happy to leave the lounge room and go exploring and have something to eat and drink. But beyond the tiles there are some wooden floorboards, and he won't go on those. He doesn't like them. He's scared of them. So it's really, really cute. But yeah, he's very well and very happy and adorable. So I'll attach anything that I think is semi-reasonable to show you, but please remember that he was very difficult to photograph, okay? Nothing like these two here. So let me tell you about these guys, because you know them very well. They're Pippa and Jonty, twin A. Jonty is twin A and Pippa is twin B, and I made them several years ago. So I've dressed them up for Christmas to show you how they look. I like to dress my dolls just in a nice outfit for Christmas, rather than something that is a Christmas outfit, if you know what I mean, like a red or, a red and green and white sort of thing. Just because when my children were little, we always used to get dressed up for Christmas Day. So that's what I do with my dolls. So here they are, and they're in their matching, but not identical, obviously, because the colour is different. Otherwise, these two rompers are identical. Pippa is wearing the pink one, and Jonty is wearing the blue one, and you've seen these before. But let me describe them anyway, because they're a beautiful cotton, and they've got like white embroidered white spots all over them. And then on the bodice there's some gorgeous, beautiful smocking and embroidery in white. And then they've got little short sort of puff sleeves, and the collars are white on both of them. And Jonty has got three blue embroidered spots on his collar, both sides of his collar. You can't see one at the moment, sort of sticking up, isn't it, under his chin. And Pippa has got the same collar, but she's got three pink spots embroidered on hers. And they button up the back, and also they've got poppers to change their nappies, which luckily I never have to do. Amazing, isn't it? Anyway, so that's what they're wearing. Oh, and they've got their matching little bonnets. These are the cotton textured bonnets and they're white, that I really love. I think I put them on especially once for Sue Drinkwater, who wanted to see them. So I put them on again because they just look cute, and they're cotton, so they match the rompers. And the rompers are very, bubbly. So they're quite big around the nappy area, which is a look I absolutely love. This is my favourite look. So that's what they're wearing for Christmas. But I also have someone else to show you who you haven't seen for ages. And this is Rosie Primrose, and here she is. I'll sit her with the twins, and then you can see her properly. Let's see if she will sit there. So she's a little fairy. She's got wings that she wears occasionally, but sometimes she doesn't like to wear them. Oh no, you can't see her very well. Let me just move her up a bit. She can sit on their knees, can't she? There we go. You right there, darling? You just balance there for me so I can talk about you. There we are. There, isn't she so cute? Let me put her head up a bit. So this is a little, little outfit I bought for her on eBay. Some clever person made. And it is an actual Christmas dress, and the bodice is red, and it's got tiny little gold stars. Oh dear, excuse me. Come on, voice, do the right thing. We're talking now, voice. Just help me out here. Okay, and the skirt is like a creamy colour, and it's got Christmas kind of images just scattered around it. She looks like a little elf. She looks a bit like Tinkerbell, but she's got like a Santa hat on. And then there's a feather there, and a few other bits and pieces, and it's got a bit of a red ribbon trim, red and gold, and then around the edge there's some lace that's white and gold. And then in her hair, look at her headband, that actually fits her. This whole outfit is perfect for her. She's about 11 inches, I think. Yeah, I think I buy her outfits for an 11-inch doll. And so in her hair she's got a silver headband, and then she's got a double bow of the red and gold ribbon and white and gold ribbon, which is also on the middle of her dress. And let's see what I think she's got matching bloomers. I dressed her the other day. Yeah, matching bloomers to the little dress, the creamy coloured bloomers. So that's her. She's in her actual Christmas dress. So probably you'll see that every year. Oh dear, sorry about that. So she is a fairy, and she does have wings. And sometimes she flies all around the room when she feels like it. But at the moment, because Christmas is coming, for some reason, she just wants to be like a little girl, so we'll let her, won't we? Maybe she thinks she'll get presents if she's a little girl. And maybe she will. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what Santa brings. She was made by our friend Joy from PE and the Divinals, and she has one blue eye and one green eye, because she has a sibling somewhere else in the world who has the matching eyes to her. Joy made a few of these and sent them out to her friends. Yeah, so there you go. There's the three of these characters sleeping peacefully, the twins. Thank goodness. Imagine if they were awake and making a racket. It wouldn't be too good. And let me tell you, Rosie Primrose is always very quiet. In fact, I have to be careful when I go into my workroom, which is where she lives, because she's so quiet, and I don't know if she's flapping around the room or if she's sitting quietly in her basket. So I always have to be careful, because I wouldn't step on her, but I might bump into her. So I have to be careful, because she's a very sweet, quiet little girl. She's a kit by Marita Winters. I can't remember what her name is. what the kit name is. I should have looked at her COA before I came on, but of course I didn't think of that. I was too busy getting these two characters ready, or the twins ready. I had Rosie Primrose ready a couple of days ago. I got her ready for this video. This will probably be my last chance to talk to you before Christmas, because tomorrow is Christmas Eve. One of my granddaughters is turning 9, and it's also a day that I'll do the last minute cooking and preparation and packing of the car in the evening. And then Christmas Day, of course, is Christmas Day. We'll be spending it together, all my children and my grandchildren, which I'm so excited for. Really, really can't wait. So I thought I'd better come on this afternoon and say hello to you all and catch you up on a bit of news. So I've told you about cheeky little Arnie, and I'll show you some pictures of him. I also have Lottie dressed and ready to show you. So after I finish this part of the video, I'll get her set up and ready, because I can't wait for you to see her beautiful outfit. I put it on her this time every year, so this is her third time of wearing it. The first time was when she was first born, which was 2 years ago, and then last year she was 1 year old, and this year she's 2 years old. But luckily she doesn't grow, so the same outfit keeps fitting her, and it's really special, and I really love it. So we'll come back on soon with her. Now, I know what I'd like to tell you about. I would love to tell you about how Jen's birthday was, which was last Tuesday, so just almost a week ago, because today's Monday. So Jen came to pick me up, and we had decided that we would go to a new shopping centre that has an Aldi supermarket in it, and lots of cafes, and a chemist and a florist, and bits and pieces like that. And I thought Jen had already been there, because she said she had. But what she had done was she'd gone with someone else, and they'd gone to the cafe, which you can access from the street. You don't have to go into the car park. And she thought that I'd been there, and so I would know the car park. Well, I don't like new car parks, and she doesn't like new car parks, so she hadn't been into the car park, and I certainly hadn't been, because I don't like to do. So that's why I said to Jen, let's go together, because I thought she'd done it. And then when she turned up, she said, oh no, she hasn't been in there. So I said, oh well, we can do it together. We'll be brave together. So we were, and we went into the new car park. And then we had a wonderful coffee and some toast, which is sort of what we usually have. And then off we went to do some shopping in Aldi. Well, let me tell you, and just before I tell you, I will stop here, because I can see the battery light is on, and that's making me unhappy. So what I'll do is I will be back in a minute. I'll just change the batteries and be back with you. Rightio, here we are back again. Now, where did I get up to? Oh yes, I was telling you about the adventure that Jen and I had on her birthday Tuesday last week, and that we decided we would be brave and explore the new car park ourselves. So we did that. It was successful. And then we had to sort of explore the little shopping centre, which is only 2 levels. And we thought we would need the higher level, but we didn't. There were just sort of restaurants there. So we went back down, and we went on the ramp instead of trying to find the lift, because it seems the lift is only in the car park. So there was no point going all the way back to the car park just to go up 1 level or down. No, I think it was down. Yeah, we had to go down. And so we did that. And then I think I told you, did I? Yes, that we went to the cafe. We had lovely toast and coffee, and then it was time to go to Aldi. So off we went to Aldi. Now, we both realised that we resist shopping at Aldi because we don't know how to work the trolleys. Now, you can all start laughing. Honestly, you can. But Jen and I weren't laughing yet. We realised that we didn't like trying to work out how to do the trolleys. So I said, oh, Jen, I used to do them years ago. I'm sure we can work it out. And they're the kind of trolleys where you have to put a coin in, and that releases like a chain, and then your trolley is for you, and then you return the trolley and somehow magically release your coin. Anyway, we studied this line of trolleys outside of Aldi, and we could see that there was a slot for a $2 or a slot for a $1. So our first problem was, do we need to put two $1 in or just a $2 dollar? Sorry, I'm laughing. It was just so funny. Anyway, we realised it didn't matter what we put in because we would get the money back. But anyway, we felt silly for even wondering that in the first place. But we are silly. And there are no instructions anyway, and you're all laughing because you all know how to do it. I know, we're just silly. Anyway, so, and then it was time to, I got a $2 coin out of my purse, and it was time to work out where to put it. So I said to Jen, oh no, you have to put it in the second trolley, because then it will release the first trolley. So I know you're all laughing because you know what happened next. So Jen said, are you sure? And I said, yeah, I'm sure. So we put the $2 into the second trolley and ended up with two trolleys that were joined together and completely useless. And Jen's not really strong at the best of times, so she was trying to wield these two trolleys and we were kind of blocking the entrance. And luckily, and both of us were just laughing much more than I'm laughing now. I'm trying to control myself. But at the time, we were just laughing our heads off, which is what we do when we're together. We like silly schoolgirls, really. We just giggle our heads off. Anyway, I got a hold of my laughter and tried to stop because I saw two women in high-vis vests walk past, and I thought, oh, they're inside a shopping centre. Maybe they know about trolleys. You know how there are people who collect the trolleys and bring them back, you know, from the car park. Anyway, so I called out to them and they kept walking, so I had to call out again, and then they came back. And they said, oh no, we don't work in this shopping centre, and my heart sank. But then one of them said, oh, hang on a sec, Aldi did give me a token to work the trolleys. So guess what? She unjoined the two trolleys and she got the $2 out of the second trolley so that we could put it into the first trolley. And off we went and did the shopping. I was the one who needed stuff. I was buying supplies for Christmas, and Jen needed to buy some flowers for someone at her work who she wanted to give flowers to. So we decided that I would shop around Aldi while she bought the flowers, which was at a different place, over the road and stuff, in a different shopping centre. So she went off and I did all my shopping, and just when I was finished, Jen reappeared with some beautiful flowers. We went through the checkouts, and then we decided it would be safest to go back to the car the same way that we left the car. So we went up the ramp. That's right, yeah, we had to go back up the ramp, and I was a bit worried because the trolley was quite heavy and I didn't know if Jen would be okay pushing it up the ramp, but she was fine, so we did it. And then of course we unloaded the trolley into the car, and then it was time, unfortunately, to give the trolley back and get my $2. So okay, we went over to where all the trolleys were lined up, and we could not work out how to get the $2 out because the chain from the next trolley wasn't long enough to reach around to the front. And so we were laughing our heads off again, rolling around the car park together laughing, when we realised that we could not solve it on our own. There were no instructions anywhere. So we saw a gentleman and his wife arrive to do some shopping, so Jen went and accosted the man and asked him to come over to help us. So he walked over in this most, I don't know, I suppose to be polite I could say with a resigned face. And I think behind that resigned face were thoughts like, oh, these women are so dumb, they don't even know how to release the trolley. So he showed us, and it's actually from the back. And I know you're all laughing because you all know how to do it. So you pop the money out from the back, not the front. And then we got the $2 and off we left. So that's the end of that story. But honestly, now we both know how to do Aldi trolley, so we can shop there whenever we like. But it was so funny. It was brilliant. We had the best time, and honestly, we were together for hours and hours. I don't think I got home till about 3 in the afternoon, and it was a work day, so I had to catch up and grab the washing in and, all the stuff you have to do at the end of the day. And then have a sleep and go to work. So that was hilarious. It was great fun, and Jen absolutely loved her presents. And we actually sat down for her to open them when she arrived in the morning before we went on our huge adventure. And she actually brought up what we should do with the golden bag if it starts to fall apart. She said, well, do you think we should replace it with a new golden bag, or do you think we should patch it? And straight away I said, I definitely think we should patch it. I don't want a new golden bag. I mean, we may have to get one day if we live long enough, but it's only sort of worn. It hasn't got any actual holes yet, so that's after about 15 years. It's doing pretty well of going back and forth between us. Jen's got it now, of course. She has to keep it till my birthday in August. But we did both decide that what we will do is, if it falls apart, we will stick it up with sticky tape for as long as we can, because I just feel it has so much significance, that golden bag. It's just, a new one wouldn't be quite the same. It wouldn't have all that history from all the years. So, and also being a collector, of course, when I collect vintage things, I like them to be in their original condition. I don't like them to be repaired or a bit of repaint, or I want them in as good condition as I can find them for their age. So I already have that kind of mindset with things. But Jen's not a collector, and we don't collect golden bags. So it was lovely to sit and have a chat about what we would do in the future. And she just absolutely loved everything that was in that I'd given her. Everything. The cheese was the exact right cheese that she loves, and I didn't know that, but she knew the type, the region it had come from in France and all of that stuff, and I had no idea. I just picked it because it was so yummy looking. She was lucky I didn't eat it before she got here. I didn't tell her that. Oh, did I? I probably did tell her that. And she loved the little soaps I gave her, because they were all little guest-sized soaps, and they were French as well. Different scents and different colours, just small little squares of soap. And she loved, I gave her some pussycat decorations for her Christmas tree, which she didn't put up this year, but she can hang them off doorknobs and things, because she loves cats. I told you that, didn't I? Yes. She loves her Maudie so much. And these cats were made of wood, cut into a cat shape, and just beautiful, 3 different colours. So she loved them. And what else did I give her, everybody? I can't remember now. Anyway, whatever else there was, she was very happy. So that was really fun. So it was a great Tuesday. And then we went out together with our friends on the Thursday to celebrate her birthday. So there was Jen and I and 3 other girls who not all of them could come on the Tuesday. That's why we did it. We went on Thursday. But what I'll do, before I tell you about the Thursday, I'll go and get Lottie and show you what she's wearing. I'll be right back. There we go. Back again with Lottie now. So this is my favourite outfit for her. And I'm not normally into a lot of frills and lace and things on Lottie. I think she looks better in more plain things, but there's something just amazing about this, that I absolutely love this outfit. Whoops, sorry everybody. I always go the wrong way. If there's 2 options, I'll go the wrong way. So this is my Lottie, aged 2, in her beautiful, I love this dress. I think it's like a christening dress. And bonnet, and it's made by Laura Ashley, and I got it at an amazing price 2 years ago, or just over 2 years ago. It was such a bargain. I still can't believe I got it for that price. It's brand new, but it was just, I don't know why I got it so cheap. I was so lucky. It's pure silk, and so it's that gorgeous silk colour. It's a bit creamier than what it's coming up on the camera, so it's a bit hard to imagine. But anyway, it's got puff sleeves and beautiful cotton lace around the edges of the sleeves. It's got a beautiful little Peter Pan collar that has got the same cotton lace. And then the bodice is just all smocked in beautiful matching cream thread. There are grub roses and lots of smocking across the bodice. It's just beautiful. And she has a matching bonnet as well, which is the same silk as the dress, and it's scalloped, and the scallop edge is folded back, and then at each little rounded bit of the scallop there's a grub rose that's been embroidered on. So it's just magnificent, absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous outfit. And I keep it to show her every year, although I mean I could use it in between, but seriously Lottie has a lot of clothes. So I like to save this especially for her birthday and Christmas. It's fully lined in a cotton lawn, and it's it's just beautiful. It does up at the back. Just there's I think 3 or 4 buttons, and that's all at the back to get her into it, which is not hard because you can see how voluminous it is. There's a lot of fabric there, so it's not tight. It's easy to get on her. The bottom, the hem, you can just see a little bit of the hem in the bottom corner of the picture. It's got 2 rows of that beautiful lace, the cotton lace, and then it's got the grub roses embroidered all around the bottom as well. Just stunning, stunning thing. Let me, oh, and she's got her pink jelly cat with her. This is a new jelly cat. It's a rattle. And so that's her, she's sharing that with her siblings, of course, for Christmas. But let me just zoom in to her face, and so you can see the smocking. Let me move the camera. You'll see the smocking. I'll go closer. It's just amazing. Should we go a bit closer? Well, that way you can probably see a bit of the bonnet too. Let me just see what I can do here. Oh, the magic of the button. In and out it goes, especially if I do it in the right direction. I think that's close enough. You can see how beautiful the work is on that bodice and on her bonnet as well. And she's just lying on her, I don't know what blanket that is because I have a lot of blankets, but it's a lovely blanket that's a cream colour. It looks beautiful underneath her. And yes, okay, so let me tell you about Thursday when we went out to coffee with the other 3 girls. So there was 5 of us all together. It was going to be, I think they predicted 44 degrees, which is like disgustingly hot. So it was already boiling hot by the time we got to coffee, which was at 10 o'clock. It was, I don't know, 44 is well over 100. It's probably like 106 or something. It's just, you know, not fit for humans, really. Well, not fit for anyone. It was awful. But on top of that, the smoke was really thick that day. The wind must have been blowing in the right direction to bring it all over. It was like being in London in a fog. You couldn't see into the distance at all. You could see close up, but the smoke was so thick it was like stinging in your eyes. And it's a funny kind of smoke or ash, I guess is what we're looking at. It's not so much grey as sort of an orangey colour. I don't know why that is. But there's like outside there's this orange dust that's thick on everything. My poor car, which was spotless, is filthy, but you know, what can you do? That's the least of our worries, isn't it? So it was really, really hot by 10 o'clock in the morning, which actually was only 9 o'clock. The sun didn't know it was 10 o'clock because of daylight saving. So it was already very hot and very, very smoky. But luckily the cafe was air conditioned, as most places are now. And for a change, whoever was coming and going with their takeaway coffees was closing the door properly, the sliding door, which doesn't always happen, does it? When people come and go from cafes, they sort of leave the door a bit open when they leave, or even when they come in. But everybody was so conscious of how hot it was and how thick the smoke was that they shut the door all the time. So that was brilliant, and we had a lovely time. It was really fun with 5 of us. Just talk. We've all known each other I haven't known the other 3 for as long as I've known Jen, because there's only, I've known Jen for 40 years now. So I've probably known the others for, I don't know, 35 years or 30 years or something like that. I mean, I always knew of them and just wasn't, part of their friend circle way back, because their children are a bit older than mine. Whereas Jen's son is the same as my oldest son, and then her daughter is her daughter is a bit older than both of mine, but we're always together because for lots of reasons. I think I've told you that how we got to be friends was through another girl called Judith who now lives in Canberra. It was through Judith that we got to know each other, but I had already heard about Jen because Jen used to love being in hospital because she loved being, having a rest and being fed, and I used to love being in hospital too because the only time I'd ever been to hospital was to have my baby. So, and by the time I met Jen, I only had two babies. I had only had two children by then. So, it was great, and of course then I had another two, and Jen helped with both of those. She came and stayed overnight when the third one was born. Yes, that's right. She came and stayed because I was in labour in the middle of the night. And my mum lived on the other side of Australia, so, she flew across, but she wasn't there in time. Anyway. So, yes, we've all known each other for ages, so it's lots of fun when we're together. But just let me quickly tell you a little bit about how bad the fires have been because, my brother and his wife live in a part of Sydney, out of Sydney, called the Blue Mountains, and there's a lot of bush. Like, it's a beautiful place to go. And back in the day when Sydney was new, people used to go up to those mountains to be cool in the summertime because the poor things, they were wearing, all those long dresses and heavy clothes and stuff. So they needed to get away somewhere cool, so they went up to the mountains. So the mountains is very beautiful. They're not big mountains, they're more like rolling hills, basically. But in Australia we don't have any really big mountains, so we celebrate the little lumps that we've got. Anyway, so there's a lot of beautiful bush areas, a lot of, it's just natural, it's, being left deliberately. There's lots of places to explore, there's caves, there's mountains, it's beautiful. Anyway, so when there's bushfires, the mountains are always under threat, and unfortunately it's happened again this year. And so at one point my brother and his wife came down to Sydney with their beautiful dash hound and their papers. They had some things to do down here, and then they were called back up to the mountains because all the residents had to have a meeting to discuss what needed to be done for the fires, what they needed to do. So then they went to that meeting, they came back to Sydney, and now they're back up at home because at the moment the winds are blowing away from where they live. But they're up on a ridge, and there's just a couple of valleys between the fire and them, so the closest fire is only 10 kilometres away, but at the moment, luckily, the wind is taking the fire back. So then there's so much of the bush has been completely burnt out. It's just terrible. So my brother and his wife can come here and stay if they need to. But my back garden's completely enclosed, so their puppy dog will be safe if he wants to play, when he wants to play outside. And then I've got plenty of room for them to come and stay here. So that's good to know that we've got that backup. But the fires are very, very bad. Like, I think you are all seeing it on your news, aren't you? And it's not just the state I'm in, New South Wales, it's other states. It's Queensland, South Australia and Western Australia, Victoria, so everybody's getting some. It's terrible, absolutely terrible. Anyway, my darlings, on that very unhappy note, I will say goodbye to you because I need to stop talking, because I'm sure your ears are about ready to fall off after this huge long video in bits and pieces. But do you know what I might add to the end? I made a very quick clip without me talking, just showing you some of the lovely things I've been given for Christmas and the lovely cards and gifts that you've sent to me. I don't particularly like to come on and show them all individually and name people because I don't know, I just feel we're all friends, and whether you send me a card and a gift or not, we're still friends, it's not to do with that, is it? And I do feel for people who don't know as many, don't have as many people that they talk to, and so maybe they don't get as many things, I should say. So I haven't unwrapped everything because I love to keep things for Christmas Day. I've opened lots of cards, but I haven't opened all the cards, and I haven't opened the presents yet. So they're still waiting for me for Wednesday. So I'll put that clip at the end of this video and some photos, and look out for Arnie if you're interested in seeing that cheeky little fellow. He's actually much smaller than he looks on film. He's so tiny. He's only the size of like my hand plus a bit more. Yeah, that's like say 1.5 of my hands. He's a little fellow and he's absolutely wonderful. So he'll be there too. And what else will be there? Nothing else. Just that little clip of my gifts, and they're all set up on my sideboard, so you'll see them. And there's a few things that are always on my sideboard, and I've put the other things around them, so you'll catch a glimpse of other things there. And then Arnie and what else? A few photos of these babies. And that might be all, my darling friends. So I will say goodbye to you now and wish you all a wonderful, wonderful Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate, whatever there is. Just have a lovely time being with your friends and your family, and just, be happy and know that I love you all so much. I really do. You're just wonderful people and mean a lot to me, and I appreciate you being here, despite this being an enormously long video. But I won't be back for a few days because tomorrow's I'm cooking and packing everything up because we're going. Did I tell you already that we're going to my daughter's for Christmas? We're all going there. I think I did because they've got a swimming pool and they've got Arnie. So where else would we go? So there'll be 12 adults and 8 children and Arnie. So it's going to be lots of fun. We all take things. We have a list of what we take, and I bought a lot of things to take. And I've got cooking to do tomorrow. And then it's Christmas, so... also it's my one of my I think I said that, didn't I? See, I can't remember now. I think I did. I told you that I have a granddaughter turning 9 on Christmas Eve. I think I said that. So we need to celebrate her birthday as well as Christmas. And then life will get more quiet, I guess, hopefully. And I'll be back at some stage. I've got an evil plan which I may not enact because it might be too much of a commitment, but you know how I have a lot of rompers, and I thought it'd be fun if I could dress Lottie in a different romper. Well, I don't know if I could do it every day, but every second day maybe. But I'm working on that plan. It may not come to fruition, we'll see. Because I do have a lot of rompers. A lot. Because I absolutely love them. Love her in them. Love babies in rompers in general. And that reminded me of one more thing, but now it's just popped out again. What was it? Oh, I don't know. It's gone. Anyway, I've talked long enough. And so I'll say goodbye to you, my darling friends, and we'll be together soon. In the meantime, have a lovely time with whatever you do, whatever you celebrate. I hope you're not too freezing. It's hard for me to imagine that you are in snow and ice and, freezing weather. Because it's definitely not freezing here. It's comfortable and warm. Christmas Day is going to be pleasant, not too hot, not too cold, just right, so that's lovely. And all right, my darlings, I really will say goodbye, and I love you all so much. And thank you for being here, and we'll be together soon. In the meantime, just take care and be kind to each other. Bye-bye, everyone.